Hello everyone, my name is Julia and today we are going to be going through a Vinyasa flow for twisting. And so this class is going to be more focused on the physical aspects of yoga, the asana, and less about the more metaphysical aspects. But don't worry, we will still get into the mind as well. And so let's just get started in an easy seated position. Perhaps cross-legged, or if cross-legged isn't easy for you today, then you can lie on your back or let the legs come long in front of you, just starting somewhere comfortable. And once you get there, settling in, closing the eyes, letting the shoulders fall back and down away from the ears. Rooting down through the two sit bones, reaching tall through the crown of the head. Chest is open by lifting so that we can clear the way for the breath. Softening the muscles in the face by broadening the forehead, uncreasing the eyebrows, letting the eyes relax to closed. Softening the jaw, maybe slightly turning the corners of the mouth upward to a bit of a Buddha smile. Allowing the breath to flow freely into the nose and deep down into the belly as we expand up into the rib cage, all the way up into the chest and throat. Once we've reached the top all the way up to the crown of the head, exhale slowly and completely. Letting it all go and really pulling the belly button in, using the diaphragm to press the air out of the lungs. And then inhaling to fill it back up. Maybe even a little more this time. Continuing to lengthen every inhale, lengthen every exhale, releasing any stale CO2 that gets trapped in the lungs, creating space for fresh oxygen. Making us feel a little clearer, a little lighter. Taking just a few more breaths here to really let go of our days this far. Letting go of the places we want to be in or things we need to do. All you have to do is be here in this body and on this mat. All you have to do right now is breathe. Beginning to awaken the body just by wiggling the fingers, maybe the toes. You can blink the eyes open if you would like to, but you don't have to. And on an inhale, circling the arms around and up to the sky. Connecting the palms together at the top and then exhaling to seal them down through heart center. Taking a moment to set our intention or a moment to find a bit of gratitude, or maybe just to dedicate our practice to someone or something. And once you've established that intention, bringing the arms back down to our sides, let's inhale as we circle them back around and up to the sky. And then on an exhale, rotating through the waist, taking a twist to the right. So our very first twist of this practice, releasing the right hand down behind us against the earth, maybe just the fingertips, and the left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. And so what is a twist? So basically, it's when we rotate through the waist, and what happens is the shoulder girdle ends up facing a different direction than the hips. And then sometimes there's stacking that happens, but typically we tend to just open the heart and we stimulate the solar plexus chakra, which is the third chakra, right here in this waist, above the belly button. And so in your twist, focusing on rotating through the waist, we're not really using this hand as leverage at all. We're just kind of using it for support, same with this right hand. And we do all the work with our core. So staying rooted through the sit bones, growing tall through the crown of the head, staying nice and tall here. And then inhaling to fill up the lungs, get even a little taller. And then maybe on an exhale, we twist just about an inch deeper, maybe not even. And then we look over this right shoulder so that we twist all the way into that cervical spine, that upper spine. And on an inhale, let's come back through center, reaching the arms up towards the sky. Exhale as we twist to the left. Same exact thing, rotating through just the waist. And so we turn the shoulders to face a different direction as the hips. Maybe we turn the gaze to look over the left shoulder, the left fingertips are planted, the right hand is on the left knee. Inhaling in our twist to get tall, lengthen the spine. Exhale as we rotate a little deeper through the waist. Looking over this left shoulder, bringing out the body. Inhale as we circle the arms back around and up through center. So the spine can move in 6 different directions. It can twist 2 different directions like we just did, and it can also fold forward. So we'll do that next to kind of counter those twists just by walking the hands out in front of you. Just as far as it's available. If you'd like to lengthen your legs long, you can. Otherwise, staying exactly the way you are. Inhale here to lengthen through the spine, lifting up a little bit, maybe an inch, and then exhale to fold in, perhaps a little deeper. And then walking the hands back towards our body. The next way that our spine can move is backwards. So we've done a forward fold, we've done 2 twists, and now we have a bit of a back bend. So for this, maybe we just walk our hands behind us so that the fingertips are underneath the shoulders and they're pointing towards the front of our mat or towards the knees. And then on an inhale, lifting the hips up towards the sky, opening up the heart, stretching the whole front body, taking a bit of a back bend here. If this isn't available for you, you can bring the hands to the low back and just open the heart there. And that might be enough. Breathing expansively into the chest, countering those twists. And then on an exhale, sinking the hips back down to the earth, coming through seated. And so the next 2 ways that we can move the spine is side body stretches. So inhale as we lift the arms up towards the sky. Exhale as we lower the right hand down towards the earth and lift through the left fingertips. Maybe the gaze follows those fingertips as we lengthen into this left side body. Inhale to bring the right hand back up towards the sky. Exhale as we lower the left fingertips down, lengthening through the right fingertips, opening up this right side body and sending our breath into that space. Again, side bends can also be used to counter twists. Inhale as we lift the left hand back up towards the sky. Exhale to bring the hands back through heart center. Come back to that intention. And then when you're ready, we'll make our way to hands and knees, a position of all fours. We'll get started in some cat-cows once we get here. Shoulders above the wrists, hips above the knees. Know that if you're taking care of your knees, you can always roll up a blanket or a mat to put them underneath. Inhale as we lift the chin, open the heart, lift the tailbone. Exhale as we round the spine, tuck the chin into the chest, tuck the tailbone underneath. We'll take just a few more of these to continue warming up the spine. Since we'll be doing so many twists today, it's important that we take this time to warm up our backs. Moving along the entire spine, taking inventory of any places in the body that we need to send more love to, more focus, places we need to maybe back away from. Just listening to the body, really. Inviting any organic movements. And when you're ready, coming back to a neutral spine, hands and knees. And our next twist that we'll do is thread the needle. Inhale as we lift the right hand up to the sky, opening up the chest. And on an exhale, right shoulder drops down, right temple drops down. And then the left hand can stay exactly where it is under the left shoulder. Or another option is to wrap this left arm around the low back, and that actually creates more of a twist. And so you see here that the shoulders are facing a different direction than the hips, and that's kind of how we define a twist. And then I also like to define a twist as having some sort of stacking that occurs. And so here the shoulders are stacking above one another. The left shoulder is above the right shoulder. When you're ready, planting the left hand back down. Inhale as we open the right hand back up towards the sky. Exhale, lower the right hand back down. Inhale, lifts the left hand. Exhale, thread the needle, left shoulder drops down, left temple drops down. And again, you have that option to wrap the right arm around the lower back to create more of that twist. So we're still rotating at the waist. Hips stay lifted. Right shoulder stacks above the left shoulder. And so basically any pose can be brought to a twist. We kind of brought puppy pose into a twist by doing thread the needle. Or maybe even that hands and knees position. And the reason we do twists, well, there are a lot of reasons. One reason is to counter side bends and forward folds and even back bends, right? They all kind of counter each other based on how you use them. Because we want to move the spine in all 6 different directions. When you're ready, planting the right hand back down, inhale. So we lift the left hand back up towards the sky. And exhale as we lower that left hand down. And we move the spine just to keep it supple, right? Keep it healthy. When you're ready, tuck the toes and lift the hips for downward facing dog. Maybe walking out the dog as you press one heel down and bend the opposite knee. And then maybe we take downward dog into a twist. One way we can do that is by grabbing this right ankle with the left hand and then turning the gaze underneath this right armpit. Maybe it looks up at the sky. Maybe we just release the weight of the head and neck down. But again, this is a bit of a twist. It's not a huge twist, just a little bit, but we're rotating through the waist still. We're still moving the shoulders to square somewhere different than where the hips are squared, right? That's how we twist. When you're ready, inhale to bring the left hand back up towards the front of the mat, downward dog. And on an exhale, the right hand reaches back to grab the left ankle. And then again, we look underneath this left armpit, maybe up at the sky, rotating through the waist. Breathing here. When you're ready, replacing that right hand back towards the front of the mat and bending the knees, look between the hands. Let's make our way to forward fold. Halfway lift on an inhale, lengthening the spine, shoulder blades pinched together, shoulders are out of the ears, crown of the head reaches towards the front of the room, and on an exhale, folding back over these two soft legs. So keeping the knees as bent as we need to, and then maybe we walk the hands or sway side to side, releasing the weight of the head and neck, and keeping the shoulders lifted up and away from the ears. So maybe you've noticed, maybe not, every time we do a twist, we coordinate our inhales and exhales in a certain way. So we tend to exhale as we twist. So for example, let's go ahead and rise all the way up to standing on an inhale. Reaching the fingertips all the way up towards the sky. And then on an exhale, we'll take a T twist to the right. So for T twist, we exhale as we lower the hands to about shoulder level. The right hand reaches behind us, the left hand reaches in front of us, and the gaze might turn to look over those right fingertips. Inhale as we come back through center, straightening the spine, and then again, exhale to twist. Looking over those left fingertips. Inhale through center. Exhale, bring your hands back down through heart center, come back to your intention. And so it makes sense to exhale during twists because your body kind of doesn't have much of a choice there. When we're twisting, it kind of forces the air out more, so it would feel kind of weird to inhale into a twist, I think. All right? And plus, exhaling allows us to get a little deeper into that twist. It creates a little more space. Inhale to lift the arms back around and up. Exhale, forward fold, wash it away. On an inhale, lifting the right hand up to the sky, bending into the left knee. And exhale to rotate deeper through the waist, looking over those right fingertips. When you're ready, lowering the right hand down. Inhale as we lift the left elbow, the left hand up towards the sky, and exhale as we rotate through the waist. Twist open, looking up at the fingertips. When you're ready, lowering the left hand back down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen that spine, and on an exhale, planting the hands, stepping, walking, or jumping the feet back to the top of a push-up in plank pose. Some of you might decide to lower your knees down, no big deal. Taking it at your own pace, your own limitations. On an exhale, bending the elbows, lowering down through chaturanga, tops of the feet pressed down. Inhale, shines the heart up and through for upward facing dog, or if you'd prefer cobra, all you have to do is stay low and only lift through the chest so that the back muscles do all the work for you here. All right, so you'll decide which heart opener that you want to do, and then exhale to press it back to downward facing dog. All right, and I will remind you here that downward dog and child's pose are always interchangeable. In child's pose is when we lower the knees down, bring the big toes together, and sink the hips back to the heels, dropping the forehead down to the mat. All right, so child's pose or downward dog, taking a few breaths there in your version, your resting pose. When you're ready, bend the knees, look between the hands, finding forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to sink back in. Inhale, root to rise, sweep the arms around and up. We'll take that T twist again. So exhale to twist to the right. Hands come to shoulder level, thumbs point up towards the sky to keep the heart open. Inhale, lifts back through center. Exhale, T twist to the left, looking over those left fingertips. Inhale through center. Exhale through forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, sink back in. Inhale, lifts the right hand, bends the left knee. Exhale, rotates through the waist to look over those fingertips towards the sky. Lower the hand back down to the earth. Inhale, lifts the left hand, twisting open on an exhale, and lowering the hand back down to the earth. Inhale, half lift again, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hand, step walker, jump the feet back, plank pose, and moving through that vinyasa. Lowering down chaturanga, tops of the feet press down. Inhale to your heart opener, up dog or cobra. Exhale to your resting pose, down dog or child's. So these vinyasas, these sun salutations, help to warm up every major muscle group in the body. So we'll do one more round of sun A. First, taking a few breaths in our resting pose to sort of reset. And then when you're ready, bending the knees, look between the hands, finding forward fold. Half lift on an inhale. Exhale, folds back in. Inhale, root to rise, get big, mountain pose, Tadasana. And exhale, take a T-twist to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, T-twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, wash it away, forward fold. Inhale, lifts the right hand, bends the left knee. Exhale, twist and look above the fingertips. Lowering the hand back down. Inhale, lifts the left hand. Exhale to twist a little deeper. Lowering the left hand back down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step walker, jump the feet back, and flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, shines the heart. Exhale, presses back to your resting pose. Take a couple breaths, whether you're in child's or down dog. Coming back to the present moment, reconnecting to your intention. On an inhale, lifting the right foot towards the sky for three-legged dog. And so this is the other way we can bring down dog into a twist, is for three-legged dog. We can bend this right knee and work towards stacking the right hip above the left. Releasing the weight of the head and the neck, keeping the shoulders square to the front of the mat so that the shoulders are side by side next to one another. Their placement doesn't change, only the hip placement changes. Whereas before, when we were twisting, we were moving the shoulders to face opposite direction of the hips. Now we're moving the hips to face an opposite direction of the shoulders, all right? And on an inhale, go ahead and straighten that right leg, squaring the hips back off. That means that the hips are side by side. We're reaching back through the heel of the right foot. And then exhale as we draw this right knee in towards the nose, shift the shoulders forward as if we're in plank pose, and then plant this right foot between the hands. And on an inhale, rising all the way up to Crescent Warrior. For Crescent Warrior, we're bending through this right knee. We're on the ball mound of the left foot so that that left heel is lifted, lunging through this knee, squeezing the thighs towards one another. And then on an exhale, let's bring the hands through heart center and take a prayer twist to the right. And so we hook this left elbow to the outside of the right knee and then work towards stacking the shoulders above one another so that the right shoulder comes above the left shoulder. If being in a high lunge is too much here, all you have to do is lower this left knee back down to the earth. Rotating through the waist here, inhale in your twist, stay where you are, to grow longer through the crown of the head, reaching towards the front of the room. Elbows stack above one another as well. On an inhale, come back through center. Exhale to open it up to Warrior Two. So now the hips are open towards the side wall of your room. Arms are wide in a T, fingertips reaching in either direction. Lunging through the right knee, pressing down through the outer edge of the left foot. Shoulders stay relaxed. Heart stays lifted. Inhale to reach forward through the right fingertips. Flip the palm and exhale, reverse warrior. And so we might take this left hand and wrap it around our low back. And even that works to create a little bit of a twist here. Even though warrior 2 is more of a side bend, right? We can feel it through this right side body. We can bring it into a little bit of a twist just by wrapping this arm around our low back and dropping the left shoulder down. And so the stacking that would happen here is the right shoulder would work towards stacking above the left, in theory, right? If we feel any pinching, then back off. Those are red flags and we need to listen to our body. Exhale to come back to warrior 2. And then when you're ready, let's straighten this right leg. You might want to heel toe this left foot forward a little bit to shorten your stance. And then on an inhale, lift the arms up. And on an exhale, we're gonna bring our left hand to our right ankle. So this is a twisted triangle pose, all right? And in this, the right shoulder stacks above the left shoulder. We're still rotating through the waist. Hips stay side by side, square. And we breathe. Inhales find length in the spine. Exhales rotate through the waist a little deeper, even if we're just imagining it. In yoga, imagining the movement counts. It's not all about what the body can do. It's about what's happening in our mind and our reactions. When you're ready, let's go ahead and inhale back through center. And on an exhale, let's surround this right foot with the hands, coming back to a low lunge. Inhale as we lift the right hand back up to the sky, coming into dragonfly twist. So the shoulders stack. The right shoulder stacks above the left shoulder. Exhale as we plant this right hand back down to the earth. And then stepping the right foot back to meet the left. Option to flow through that vinyasa, bending the elbows, lowering down through chaturanga. Inhale to lift, upward facing dog. Exhale to press back, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. Twisting takes a lot of work, but it's so important. And so the reason why we twist is that, well, there's plenty of reasons. One reason is to improve digestion. And so what happens when we twist is that it compresses the organs and it causes a lack of circulation. And so that when we release the twist, it releases fresh blood, which means fresh oxygen. And it allows the intestines to gain those nutrients. Ultimately, it just increases blood flow, which increases our ability to function. I'm gonna turn this way now. And on an inhale, let's lift the left leg. Exhale to bend the knee. Stack the hips and twist open. So this is our twist here. Shoulders stay side by side, only twisting by opening up the hip flexor. Inhale, straightens the left leg, squaring off the hips. Exhale, draws the left knee in towards the nose, and then plants the left foot between the hands. On an inhale, rise up, crescent warrior, lifting through the heart, shoulders back and down. Bit of a back bend here. And then exhale as we bring the hands down through heart center, twisting to the left. Hooking the right elbow to the outside of that left knee, working towards stacking the shoulders, stacking the elbows. So left shoulder above the right shoulder, left elbow above the right elbow. on an inhale, coming back up through center, crescent warrior. Exhale to open it up to warrior two. Left knee stacks above the left ankle, lunging into this left knee as we press down through the outer edge of this right foot. Shoulders are relaxed, chest is lifted, gaze is over the left fingertips, reaching through either side through the fingertips. Inhale as we reach forward, flipping the left palm. Exhale as we reverse, reaching straight up through the left fingertips. And then maybe we bring this right arm around the low back just to create more of a twist. Dropping this right shoulder, lifting this left shoulder, lengthening through the left side body. Sort of counters the twist. Then on an exhale, arms come back through a T, warrior two. Straighten the left leg. And then inhale, arms lift. Exhale, right hand reaches down to the left ankle. Lifting this left hand up towards the sky. Maybe we plant this right hand down to the earth or onto a block or another sort of prop. Stacking the shoulders above one another, twisting through the waist. If you need to adjust your stance, do so carefully and slowly. When you're ready, inhale, back to standing. Exhale, surround the left foot with the hands, low lunge. Step the left foot back to meet the right. Option to flow through that vinyasa. Inhale, lifts the heart up and through. Exhale, presses back to your resting pose. From here, moving into forward fold. Get there in a way that makes sense to you. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, sink back in. This time, sinking the hips low. Inhale to lift the heart for chair pose, Utkatasana. We can bring this pose into a twist as well, which is exactly what we're going to do. Hands come to heart center. Inhale here to lengthen the spine, tuck the tailbone. And on an exhale, let's take a twist to the right by hooking the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. If hooking it to the outside is too much and you can't handle that much leverage, then move it to the center. That's fine. No big deal. Stacking the right shoulder above the left shoulder, right elbow above the left elbow. Our weight stays in our heels. The gaze might look up towards the sky. We rotate through the waist. Stay in your twist exactly where you are, but inhale to get longer through the spine, reach forward through the crown of the head. Exhale, maybe an inch or so, twist a little deeper if you have the space. Inhale through center chair. Exhale, twisting to the left. Again, we hook that right elbow to the outside of the left knee or to the center of the knees. Elbows stack above one another, shoulders stack above one another. In your twist, inhale to get some length in the spine, grow through the crown of the head forward. Exhale as we rotate deeper through the waist, looking above that left shoulder towards the sky. Inhale through center chair. Exhale, straighten the legs for Samastitihi, equal standing pose. Hands come down to our sides. Inhale, circles them around and up. Exhale, forward fold, wash it away. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step, walk, or jump the feet back. Option to flow through that vinyasa. Meeting back in downward dog. Fingers spread wide, evenly distributing our weight. Inhale, lifts the right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, bends the knee, stacks the hips to take that twist. Inhale, straightens the knee, squares the hips off. Exhale, steps the right foot between the hands. Inhale, rises. Crescent warrior. Exhale, hands come through heart center, and then we twist to the right, stacking the shoulders, stacking the elbows, gazes up at the sky. Inhale, back through center, crescent. Exhale, warrior two, pivot and planting the left foot, opening up the hips, bending through that right knee. Inhale, reaches forward. Flip the palm. Exhale, reverse warrior. Reach straight up through the right fingertips. Maybe wrap the left arm around the low back. On an exhale, arms come back to a T. Let's straighten through this right leg. Inhale, lifts the arms up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, lower this left hand down either to the earth or to somewhere on this right leg. Know that you can shorten your stance just by shimmying this left foot forward. Stacking the shoulders. And on an inhale, rising back up to stand. Exhale to surround this right foot with the hands. On an inhale, lifting the right fingertips up towards the sky. Dragonfly twist. Stacking the shoulders, keeping most of our weight in this front right foot. And then getting buoyant through this back left foot, through the ball mound. All right? And on an inhale, lifting this left leg. So we're in twisted half moon. Know that you can always put a block or books or a pillow underneath this left hand. All right? Shoulders stacking. Rotate through the waist. And on an exhale, lowering the right hand back down, standing split. Go ahead and lower the left toes back down as well. And step this right foot back to meet the left. Option to flow through that vinyasa, or of course you can skip it. I'm going to switch sides again. When you're ready, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale to bend the knees, stack the hips and twist open if that feels good in your body still. Keeping the shoulders squared. Inhale, straightens the left leg, squares the hips back off. Exhale, steps the left foot between the hand. Inhale, rises, crescent warrior. Exhale, hands come through heart center, taking a twist to the left. Hooking the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Stacking the shoulders, stacking the elbows, looking up past the shoulder towards the sky. Inhale through center. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach forward. Flip the palm. Exhale, reverse warrior. Option to wrap the right arm around the low back as we lengthen through the left fingertips. Lengthen through the left side body. Exhale as we bring the arms back to a T, warrior two. Straightening this left leg, shortening our stance as we need to. Inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, twisted triangle. Right hand comes down towards the left leg or onto the earth. Reaching up through these left fingertips. Breathing in to lengthen the spine. Exhale to rotate through the waist. Inhale back through center. Exhale, surround this left foot with the hands. Inhale, lifts the left hand up towards the sky. Dragonfly twist. Exhale to rotate deeper through the waist. Again, pressing down through this left foot, getting buoyant in the getting buoyant in the right leg. And then on an inhale, right leg lifts. Standing balance, half moon, twisted. Left shoulder stacks above the right shoulder. Maybe the gaze looks up past the left fingertips. Sometimes that's what causes the pose to fall down. But if you do fall down, just know that that is part of the process. When you're ready, lowering this left hand back down to the earth. Standing split. Lower the right toes down, plant the hands, step the left foot back to meet the right. Option to move through that vinyasa. Just to keep the body warm, just to keep moving through all the major muscle groups. When you're ready, finding a forward fold, top of the mat. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, folds back in. Bend the knees, feel the belly against the thighs. Inhale, lift the chest, for chair pose. Bringing the hands to heart center. I'll give you a couple options here. Inhale, lengthen the spine, tuck the tailbone. Exhale, take a twist to the right. Hooking the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. And so one option is to stay here. Another option is to open up the arms so that the left fingertips reach down towards the earth. The right fingertips reach up. We rotate deeper through the waist. Every inhale lengthens the spine through the crown of the head. Every exhale twists a little deeper. And then your third option, for those of you who have side crow in your practice, you might decide to come into a toe squat, sinking the hips down to the heels, and then you might plant both hands next to your body so that, again, our shoulders are facing opposite direction of our hips. Hips are facing forward, shoulders face to the side. And then you might plant the hands and work towards shifting your weight onto the biceps. And so the knee comes above the elbow, the hip comes onto the elbow. And then we squeeze the legs together and we look up with the head. So taking your version, whether it's twisted chair with the arms closed, open, or side crow. Inhale through center when you're done playing around with wherever you're at. And on an exhale, taking a twist to the left. Hands might stay together in prayer twist. Hands might open up for this sort of T twist. Or you might decide to plant the hands down to the earth and work with side crow. For side crow again, we shift our weight onto the biceps or the elbows and balance there on our hands. Looking up with the head. Alright, playing with whatever version you have on this side, knowing that it might be different on this side. And that's okay. When you're ready, inhale back through center chair. Straighten the legs on an exhale. Coming back to standing. When you're ready, hands come down to our sides. Inhale, circles the arms back around and up. Exhale, forward fold, wash it away. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold back in, plant the hands, step walker, jump the feet back. Maybe you flow through one last vinyasa. Kind of iron out everything. When you're ready, let's drop the knees down to the mat for hands and knees. And just take a few cat-cows again to continue to iron out everything that we've done. Inhale, lifts the chin, lifts the tailbone. Exhale, rounds the spine, lifts the mid-back, tucks the chin into the chest, tucks the tailbone underneath. Notice how these cat-cows have changed since we did them before. Yoga is all about change, all about transformation. We go through that heat and that fire for that reason, to come out different. Let's just bring the big toes together, separate the knees, sink the hips back for child's pose. Letting the chest melt between the knees in this space created. And allowing the forehead to rest down, maybe moving side to side through the head. Massaging that third eye space between the eyebrows. And so we do twists because it's a sort of detox. It compresses the organs, releasing gases, releasing fresh blood. And that fresh blood is cleansing to our cells. It releases built up waste. It helps us maintain normal spinal rotation, keeping the spine and the surrounding muscles and tissues supple, keeping you mobile, right? Remember, move it or lose it. It helps increases range of motion, decreasing pain and stiffness. And it also reduces back pain. So twists Stretch and strengthen back muscles to provide relief from back pain caused just by everyday life, especially in these days when we're typing on computers and using our phones and technology just to get through our jobs in our everyday life. We tend to hunch the shoulders a lot. And then finally, it de-stresses. When we open the chest and shoulders, it decreases anxiety. It keeps the heart open. It allows us to breathe better, right? Releasing stored tension in the body. And it helps you focus on the breath, because remember, we have to breathe in a certain way in order to twist. We inhale to lengthen and exhale to rotate. And that focus on the breath helps us stay present. Coming back through a seated position. Sinking the hips back. Sink one hip down. And bringing the legs long in front of us. For Dandasana, staff pose. If you can press the hands down to the earth, then maybe do so. If your hands don't reach, don't worry about it. Don't force anything. Activate the legs by flexing the feet, the toes pointing up towards the sky, the shoulders back and down. Maybe we need to pull some flesh away from the sit bones. Rooting down. Let the chin fall towards the chest. Feel a stretch in the back of the neck. Take a breath here. Inhale to circle the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Take 3 sinking breaths here. Inhaling to lengthen the spine. Exhaling to fold back in a little deeper. Inhaling to come all the way back up to seated. And then we'll bring the legs wide into a straddle. Just as wide as it's available. Again, rooting down through the sit bones, even if you have to pull some flesh away. On an inhale, lifting the arms around and up. Exhale, forward fold. 3 sinking breaths here. Every inhale lengthens. Every exhale folds back in, perhaps a little deeper. Listening to your body, going just as far as it's available for you today in this moment. The beauty of having this at-home video practice is that if 3 breaths isn't enough for you to get into your fold, and all you have to do is pause the video and keep going. You are in control. Inhale to rise back up, lifting the arms up towards the sky. And on an exhale, let's take a side bend to the right. So for this, we're extending through the left fingertips up towards the sky. This right forearm might plant down, it might not reach, you might stay up here, that's okay. Some of you who are very bendy might even go for a bit of a toe grab, alright? What's important here is that we keep the heart open, keep the chest open. Left shoulder stacks above the right, and so in that way it is a bit of a twist, but mostly a side bend. You can feel it in this side body. Inhale all the way back up through center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Again, it's going to look different on every body, so just make sure that you're listening to your body. If it helps to close your eyes to do so, that's totally fine. You are safe, and it is safe to listen to your body. Keeping the heart rolled open towards the sky, so that we can extend through the right side body. Inhale to come back up through center. Exhale, bring the hands through heart center, reconnect. And then we'll begin to bring the knees back towards one another, even if you have to pick them up and bring them there. Let's begin to make our way onto our backs. And then bringing the heels towards the glutes. Arms are next to our sides, palms pressed down into the earth. Inhale to come into a gentle bridge, lifting the hips up towards the sky. Some of you might like to walk the shoulder blades underneath the chest just to open the heart a little more. Inhaling to expand this front body. And exhaling to lower one vertebrae down at a time. The tailbone comes last. Bringing the knees into the chest, arms come wide into a T. Inhale here. Exhale to lower the knees over to the right side. Supine spinal twist. The gaze might look over to the left fingertips. Bringing the gaze back through center, activating the core by hugging the belly button into the spine, using the core to bring the knees back through center and then all the way over to the left side. The gaze looks over the right fingertips. We just let gravity do the work. Breathing here. Inhale as we come back through center, hugging the knees to the chest, Apanasana. Maybe a little side to side action, maybe some circles. Feeling a release in the low back. Taking any last poses that you need to in order to make your practice feel complete. Otherwise, if your practice already feels complete, then just go ahead and take rest in Shavasana. The legs might come along, or you might bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana if you need more of a hip opener today. Taking up as much space as you can. Allowing the body to completely melt down and towards the earth. Feeling the weight of gravity. Letting go of any remaining thoughts, any remaining tension. Feeling that prana, that life force energy that we've built up, swirling within you, beginning to create that transformation. All that's left to do is breathe. When it's available, begin to awaken the body, deepening the breath. Inviting movement into the wrists and ankles, fingers and toes, head, neck, and shoulders. Drawing the knees into the chest one at a time and holding on lightly, rocking side to side, stretching out the lower back and feeling where it connects down to the earth. Perhaps this rocking motion brings you to one side in the fetal position, And maybe you begin to rock forwards and backwards to seated. Either way, seated is where we're headed. When you get there, root down through the sit bones, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale to circle the arms up towards the sky. Palms meet at the top, and exhale brings the hands down through heart center, reconnecting to our intention. One last time here. The light in me sees the light that shines in all of you. And where those lights meet is where we find connection, and that connection is the meaning of the word yoga. Thank you all for sharing this twisty practice with me today. Namaste.